Guide with InStyle Atlanta. And at some point in our lives, we've all been in a relationship, love relationship issues left and right. And now there is a brand new, intriguing web-based show called The Colloquy. And it's hosted by Trenell Harris and Lana Hampton. And you guys definitely don't want to miss our sit-down interview with them. And we'll see you guys here soon. And I'm sitting with Trenell Harris, who is the other half of The Colloquy. You are author and relationship expert. The name of your book is The Silent Voice. So let's just jump right into it. We want to know all about Trenell.
Well, Trenell Harris is from south side of Chicago, born and raised. Currently residing in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here a little over 20 years now. I'm an author, poet, entrepreneur, relationship expert, father of two beautiful kids, very active in their lives and all activities that they're going on, that they're partaking in, and just trying to find new things to get involved with.
Can we talk a little bit about your book? What is The Silent Voice?
It's called The Silent Voice: Life Lessons Through Poetry. So it's a book on relationships told through poetry. So it's kind of the evolution of a relationship from beginning to end, and throughout that one particular relationship, all the other relationships that you have between friends, family, all the relationships that go on is told in this book through poetry.
And so now this was based on all personal experience?
Actually, it wasn't.
No?
It was actually based on a lot of things because I'm a very introverted person. I grew up by myself. My brother's 10 years older than me, so I was kind of by myself. But observing the things that he went through and some of my older cousins and then some of my own life experiences brought me to start writing, and it just kind of evolved into a book, that I was able to start helping other people in their relationships, the different aspects that they had going on in their lives. And when I started getting positive feedback from them, I felt it was kind of my duty to do something to help others out that wasn't personally engaged in me.
So I guess we'll kind of take that. Now, I would assume, use some of that to launch into The Colloquy. So I would say your better half, Miss Lana, had mentioned that The Colloquy is your baby.
It was an idea that I came up with, yes.
So where did you come up with that idea?
Initially, I wanted to jumpstart from the book because, yes, I wrote the book based on relationships, but there's so much more to it around life and love. So I wanted to bring that to a visual standpoint as well. And I wanted a female co-host to do it with me because the premise of The Colloquy is for men and women to come together and talk about pivotal issues that's going on in our lives, in our relationships, and how as men and women we can come to some type of resolution to better ourselves. So I really wanted to be more of a stop talking about things and what's going on in the world and what's going on and actually do something. And I partnered with Carmen Simmons, who helped me bring The Colloquy to fruition, where we can bring other people to sit down and we can just talk about pivotal issues that's going on in our lives.
And I think that Atlanta is a great backdrop for that. You said you were born and raised in the south side of Chicago, right. And now down here in Atlanta. You see a difference in the two of, I guess, love and relationships up there versus down here, or?
Oh, definitely. I have to say, and just personally, because from Chicago, people are more into their relationships. They are more trying to make their relationships work. I don't know if it's a North thing or a South thing or if it's just here in Atlanta, but here in Atlanta, people seem to be a little bit more not so engaged in trying to make relationships work. They always find an easy out. But I believe up north, people try and hold on to those relationships as long as possible. And I mean, I can say that I've been a victim of that here in the South. There have been a couple of relationships that I kind of clinged on to a little bit longer than necessary, but I think that's just the breeding ground that I come from. When I find a situation, I find someone that I'm really into, I want to hold on to that person.
So maybe that's one of your topics on the show, where you talk about the differences in loving from the north versus loving from the south.
Actually, I didn't think about that, but that's actually a topic that we will be using You don't get any credit, but
That's okay.
we will take that topic.
You guys, the Colloquy, you definitely don't want to miss it. Now, what are some other show topics that we can look forward to?
You'll probably see Sex at First Sight, The Dating Game, HBCUs and Black Greek organizations in 2015. Excuse me. Those are just some of. It's not just so much about love and relationships, but we talk about pivotal issues that's going on. I'm sure you're familiar with sorority sisters and the uproar that came about with that show. But I've always had a fondness of understanding in today's world how Greek letter organizations, because I am Greek and I did go to an HBCU. What relevance does it have in 2015? We've had a black president, so things have changed dramatically in our world. So are we still stuck in those old days and those old mind frames? So kind of trying to understand where are we today.
Okay, well, and I think we're all definitely looking forward to the show. Can't wait to see it. Great speaking with you. Great speaking with Lana. And you guys, you must tune in to the Colloquy and tell them where to get your book, as a matter of fact.
You can actually go to my website, www.the-silent-voice.com. And you can go directly there and purchase your book. You can find Lana and I on the Colloquy on Facebook, on Instagram, and you'll be seeing a lot more of us together. Because now it's a tag team. That's my Bonnie.
She's the better half because women rule.
That's my better half, and she brings out the best in me.
Exactly, as all women do. All right, you guys, there you have it. The Colloquy. Can't wait to see it. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for having me.